Dude, I'll tell you what, man, this game definitely rewards exploring. Because she actually gave me that illusion, whatchamacallit, like well after I killed the Wild Hunt Warrior. And just kind of going back and backtracking into here, I now have a weapon that's vastly superior to the one I had before. And probably vastly superior to anything I'll actually buy or craft for a while to come, so... If you're a completionist like I am, this game will definitely reward you for having a morbid curiosity about exploring. Doesn't do much for swimming, though. That's pretty funny thought. Thought I would do it, dude. If you have a job that you can get, or a job you can line up, nowadays, like, particularly with my company, like, people move here from all over the United States. They put in for jobs and then, you know, they get the interview for it. At the end of which, you know, some people get it, some people get it, some people don't, but there's so many jobs that you can put in for, like, clear across the United States now that, it's just worth giving it a shot, you know? If you can actually secure a job or secure an income and relocate, there's absolutely no reason in the world not to do it. Sometimes, life changes are good like that, man. You know, for me, I was terrified. I mean, my mother ended up moving up here a year after I had come up to Seattle, but I mean, I left everything I knew behind, man. I had a decent band I was playing with that I walked away from. I didn't know how. I mean, I was 3,200 miles away. I mean, I didn't know if I was gonna sink or swim when I actually got here. But I'm glad I did, man. I mean, I came up here and. All of us, everyone that came up here, all the guys from Xerowing, and we've all been very successful as a result of moving up here. The job market up here is really good, and you know, just in general, man, I don't know. I find it to be a better atmosphere. Like they say, the grass is never greener on the other side, but I don't know. I find that to be a bullshit statement. There are places that are better suited to certain people. Yeah, it's true, man. You do. In a lot of cases, you do. And sometimes it's a gamble too, man. I mean, it was my kid was only literally a little over a year old at the time, so there was a lot of risk involved in that. And to me, it was great. And if anyone in this chat has yet to do it, at some point in your life, you definitely have to just drive across the United States. And if you live in Europe, I highly recommend you know, vacating in the U.S. and just taking a road trip, man. It's just, you know, I mean, all I heard from like everybody was like, oh my God, like you're gonna be driving for like 5.5 days straight with a kid in the car. It's gonna be like the worst thing ever. And it actually wasn't, man. Like, kid didn't really have any problems with the move, and it actually turned out to be a really cool experience. The only thing that sucked about it was South Dakota was really boring. I didn't really like driving through there all that much. And Montana was a bit scary at certain parts. I don't mean to offend anybody from Montana. Yeah, spongy whale, I mean, that's cool too. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Just sometimes just getting in your car and driving is like just the coolest feeling in the entire world. And then actually doing a move like that where it's like just packing up a truck, man, and it was definitely one of those things where I was very happy that I did it. It was a really big thrill. So yeah, man, no, if you're planning on doing that Phoenix move, thought I would definitely make that a thing. Don't even think about it, dude. If you're not happy where you're at, go. And that's the whole thing, is like you gotta be happy with what you're doing and where you're at. You know, if you've pursued all avenues to try and find happiness where you're at, then it's just not happening for you, then new beginnings are great. I was mortally terrified of doing what I did, and it was like I said, it was the best thing I'd ever done. Hey, what's up, Howl Nation? Welcome to the stream, man. I didn't drive with Tib, actually, so, Tib, here's the story about how we moved to Seattle, right? Like, the Zero Wing used to be an actual physical place, which I know some of you are aware of, but it used to be like an actual physical land center. So the whole story was, my brother moved to Seattle in 2007, and he just kept pestering and pestering me and pestering me about it. He's like, dude, you gotta move up here, you gotta move, it's great up here, you'll love it, I love it. You know, I found a band like a week after moving up here, and it's amazing, and the people up here are just a lot nicer than some of those South Florida assholes that we don't really care for. And so, I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So I kept trying to look for an opportunity, and I found myself making a lot of excuses just simply because I didn't want to make the change. And you know, I met these guys at the Zero Wing, and I always used to talk about like, oh man, you know, I really want to move up there. I really want to move up to Western Washington. Like, it just seems like there's so much shit up there that really suits me as a person. And you know, finally, you know, the cards aligned where Tib had lost his job with a really good company, and he kind of, you know, he was kind of bummed out about that naturally for a while, and he just submitted his resume to like a million different places. And finally there was this job up here that, you know, threw him an offer for like $70,000 a year, and it was in Issaquah, Washington, which is, you know, just about 15 minutes or less a drive away from you know, Seattle. So anyway, you know, he's like, he threw the offer up. He's like, you know, yeah, man, I'd like to, you know, grab some people and possibly, you know, make this move. And you know, my girlfriend was stay-at-home at the time, so it was just a matter of me getting a job transfer up there. And all these things had to align perfectly, right? Like, it was one of those things where if there were like a million things that had to line up perfectly on at a certain date, and if one of them happened to not line up, then it just would have been impossible to pull off. Well, lo and behold, man, everything did actually work out. And so Suda, myself, and our friend David, we got in a truck, man. I got in my little 2012 Toyota Corolla. They got a 26-foot Penske truck, and all of us threw all our shit in the truck. We split the cost and just drove, man. Oh, I'm 29. I'm actually literally a month away from turning 30, so kind of terrified of that as well. I'm going to be getting super drunk for that one. That's definitely one of those I will need alcohol moments. I hope I'm not wasting my time doing this. I'm gonna be really pissed if I am. Alright, well, the little dots are leading me up this way, so that's good. I don't know where what's-her-name went, but... hey, whatever. Not my problem. That is a level 12 bear. Okay. Hey, what's up, Dracula? Yeah, man, when you guys get the game, you know, check in on me once in a while, dude. Make sure I'm still alive. But, yeah, I wish you guys well when you get the game, dude. It's a lot of fun.
Whoa! Come on, Roach. Whoa! Take it easy.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just run through all that garbage. No, she's not allowed to sleep. Hey, what's up, Smarty? You're not allowed to sleep. Listen, if I can't do it, you can do it. It's only 2 o'clock in the morning here, man. I still got like 4 more hours to go before I can even think. Smarty, I don't have the authority to give you that. I actually don't. I wish I did. I don't. That's on Tib. And if I wake him up right now, that's not going to end well.
Come on.
I should be able to take on that werewolf now, too. From earlier. I'll see if I can't get myself a copy of that oil. Because because that's the only one I don't have for beasts, and give another whirl with the werewolf. Well, I have no mods in here, but you know what? It's late enough, and I trust everybody enough to not really need or require a mod.
Run, Roach.
Man went to see the Witcher game. She's a channel.
Get him. Come on now.
Is that the board? Okay, no, I already cleaned that out.
Slower.
Alright, so I think I might be banging this witch right now.
Lady rodents, better to stuff them with a poison or crush them into a pond with a shovel, but no.
Did you see what he did with them?
Kira, what are you doing?
Geralt. You gave me quite a start.
But nay, the matey says bring me rats and healthy ones, not something the cat dragged in.
This the lamp from the elf's hideout? And what's this about rats?
Nothing important. I'll explain later. Now tell me, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Mentioned you wanted something from me.
I did, and still do. The cursed isle on Lake Windammer. You've heard of it, I'm sure. The local peasants mumble incessantly about it, about the wraiths that haunt it. They claim none who go there return.
How'd it come to be cursed?
That's what I don't know. I must break this spell, yet I've been unable to identify its source.
Gotta know something.
Scraps. The curse is somehow linked to the tower where Xerowing, the lord of these lands, took refuge when Nilfgaard invaded. Claims in the village are that peasants, desperate of hunger, sailed to Fyke Isle to beg for food. Met their end there. It was a massacre. So, will you please help me lift this curse? You're so good at these things.
Oh, Jiggity, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Well, Dracula, thanks, man. I never had so much fun getting my ass kicked, if it's any consolation, so it goes both ways, man. Alright, Thought Caesar, hey man, thanks so much for staying up with us, dude. When you get the game, if you need help or whatever, just go back and forth with me, man. Don't be a stranger just because you get your copy of the game. Definitely come hang out. I'll be here indefinitely over the next, well, 4.5 days now. Allegiance for one. If you like BioWare games in general, I think you'll like The Witcher a lot. It's very open worldy. It feels really good, man. It's a really well put together game. I imagine on any console or any platform it'll be great. If you have a high-end PC, it'll look amazing, and it plays and feels fine on the PlayStation 4, so I imagine the Xbox One will be no different than that. No, I'm having a great time kicking it with you guys too, man. This is awesome. I feel like I actually have like friends here that are just hanging out with me playing this game till the wee hours of the night without actually dealing with these assholes that live upstairs. I didn't say that out loud, did I? Fuck. Smarty, keep your mouth shut.
So the peasants who went to the island for food, this lord had them murdered?
The villagers say he had them poisoned.
A real gentleman.
Well, I never met him, but he certainly didn't seem such a cruel man, judging by what a mage from the Isle told me.
A mage lived on the island? Did you know him? Where is he now?
We were friends. Sadly, he died that day as well. Very few survived. Yet even those who escaped the Isle soon suffered agonizing deaths. Strangely, they did not seem to have been poisoned.
Why are you so intent on this?
I'm not. The local peasantry is. The Isle, miss. You've got to lift the charm. You're a good witch, a great witch. There's no end to it.
See, I thought you didn't care for the locals. The great witch you are.
I failed to lift the curse, and they could conclude I'm not so great. Not enough to conceal me from the witch hunters and risk getting sent to the gallows themselves.
What others think, your image, that's all you care about.
The point is, listen, I didn't flee to these wilds just to stupidly get caught because some bull with grit under his fingernails grows annoyed with me.
All right, I'll help.
I knew you'd find it irresistible. Naturally, you'll need to sail to Phi-Kai.
Fine. What then?
Oh,
Well,
Rowie,
spirits who wander the Isle, you must establish a rapport with them. Don't know
so I actually have two.
they could point us in the direction.
Total
of the curse's
combined,
source.
this is 200 ounces of soda.
To chat.
Of course. Provided you take my magic lamp with you, I shall let you keep it afterwards.
Just locked and loaded, man. I come prepared. Plus I have 2 cases of monster drinks that I've been chugging back all night. So there is a good, very, very good possibility that all of you guys on this stream could very well see me go into sudden death or just sudden cardiac arrest. And that's okay. I'm good with that. If that's how I go, then you know what? I got my real steel sword right here. Just die like a true warrior. Just playing the fucking Witcher, man. A true keyboard warrior, I mean.
Can't you just come with me?
I tried to go to Phi-Kai once. Thought my head would burst, the curse's magic was so strong.
Nice of you to send me there.
I experienced an acute nasal hemorrhage. You stand to endure a wobble of your medallion at most. At Aretusa, they trained me to detect even the subtlest magic pulses. This was like getting smacked across my haunches with a grain flail.
Funny. Thought you'd go in for that sort of thing.
Take my boat. I left it on the lake shore near the village. Should be fit to use, provided rot hasn't eaten it, as it seems to eat everything here.
How's the lamp actually work? I mean, do I just rub it, or do I have to do something?
Oh, do I have to fight a fucking djinn?
You needn't even rub. Just place it where you find bones and hear whispers. I suppose I should warn you, it might not be the most pleasant experience.
Figured as much. Tell you all about it later. Maybe skip the drastic bits.
You'll need to do neither. I'll give you a Xenovox. It's a bauble that will let us speak over some distance. You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
By the way, guys, this is a side quest here. This actually isn't part of the main story, so one of the coolest parts of this game is that there are the side quests are actually very interesting. They're like mini stories in themselves. A lot of like the original Witcher novels were actually mini stories, so it's kind of cool that they do have like a main story plot that goes over a very wide length of time. But what's also really neat, and I find to be really cool, is that the little side quests that they have in the game, they're not really dull or stupid. They're really well thought out, and there's a lot of really cool, interesting dialogue plugged into them. So, like, they have like a conclusion and everything else at the end of it, and it just, they don't feel very contrived. Like, you actually feel like, you know, doing a side mission or a side job is kind of like a really cool story within a story kind of thing, and it's really good, really neat.
So, where'd you get the Xenovox?
Found it in the mine along with the lamp. Thought it was part of the lamp at first. Didn't realize.
Alright,
it
Rowie,
had actually found
hey
it.
man, you have a good night, dude. Feel free to pop in whenever. I will
didn't
be
even know
here
the elves used them.
all fucking night. And all day. And however long. Alright, take care, buddy. Smarty Pants, I'm not going to crash at all because these casks that I have on my desk are actually loaded with diet soda. So there's no sugar. It's all aspartame. So over the course of the next 5 days, you'll probably see a big tumor growing out of my head. But I'm not going to have a fucking heart. Well, I'm not going to crash, is what I'm saying.
Never heard of a Xenovox.
It works just like a megascope, but is far more portable. Think of it as a magic box that talks.
They hard to build?
Extremely. That's why they're so rare. I certainly couldn't build anything like it.
So no chance these Xenovoxes will catch on with every mage using one?
Not the slightest.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all.
Well, I found a workaround for diet soda.
Go
So
already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Phi Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt. Thank you.
the game is amazing, dude. It is absolutely 100% pure amazeballs. I think after I do this quest for her, I think I can actually sleep with her after that. Okay, so here's the thing with diet soda. I found a workaround for it. So here's my workaround with diet soda. At most 7-Elevens, they actually have the vanilla additive that you can plug into the soda just by pressing the vanilla and then pressing the soda down. It's all calorie free. So you add vanilla to Diet Pepsi or Diet Dr. Pepper, and it actually kind of sort of tastes like regular soda, but with none of the calories or the sugar. I lost 100 pounds in the last year, so that was part of my trick. An insanely high protein diet, like next to no carb, and a shitload of diet soda. I mean, the weight loss might be as a result of undetected cancer cells growing in my body right now, but one way or another, I did actually lose 100 pounds in less than a year, so... Yeah, Dracula, deleted link is life. I was messing around with Tib when we were talking about it, but I think like actually having like an online website that, you know, falls in line with like ThinkGeek or Woot.com and just call it deletedlink.com, I think that would just be amazing. That was almost as good as titsup.com.
Run, Roach.
Okay. Welcome to the stream, everybody that just popped in. Is there anybody actually, aside from Thought, that's waiting to get the physical copy of the game tomorrow? Yeah, I was gonna say, man, don't waste your money on ESO, dude. Just don't do it. I'm telling you right now. Dragon Age, if you decide to go the route of Dragon Age, that's fine. Don't waste your money on any MMOs right now. You'd be doing yourself a terrible disservice if you did. Well, the boat gameplay is kind of cool. Controls nice. Why do I think ESO is bad? It's just really bland, dude. I mean, I played it for the PC a little bit at launch, but all my roommates here, they all picked it up. And the only thing that's cool about ESO is the crafting system. The fact that they're actually launching it for consoles right now, it just really kind of proves that they're desperate.
Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait, this Xenovox. Can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition.
Wonderful.
I don't know, the state of MMOs today is not good. That's why I say hold off on ESO. I would wait to see if ESO does well on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox. I mean, maybe they fix it in such a way that it does great on consoles. Who knows? I mean, Blizzard did that with Diablo 3. When Diablo 3 first launched, Diablo 3 was a piece of shit. It was the most fucking worthless, ridiculous title. I mean, you couldn't even get into the game for like the first week when it launched. You couldn't even access the fucking game. You know, and then Reaper of Souls came out after they changed up some of their devs. And Reaper of Souls actually put the game in a really, 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 really good place. I mean, I'm still no Diablo fanatic. But, again, just, you know.
Geralt? Are you on the Isle yet? Does the Xenovox work? Can you hear me?
What?
Hang on. The
Can't
Xenovox.
hear. Great, broke already. Sheesh, short-lived this.
Yeah, I mean, I think ESO went. I think it was going free to play on PC. I don't know if it is already or not, but. Oh, by the way, Razor or Razox, thank you so much for following. Jiggity Joe, thank you. Justin, 6210. Guys, thank you so much for your love and support, man. It's awesome. Thank you for staying up late with me tonight. It's really cool to have you guys here. Yeah, fucking A. We got a lot more cool content that we're going to be putting on the stream. We're going to be doing Batman next month, which is going to be really exciting. We have some more Heroes of the Storm content that we're going to be doing once Heroes of the Storm goes live, so that'll be a lot of fun if you guys are into that. And I'll be streaming this game pretty much for, you know, until I get bored of it, which should, you know, take me quite a bit. Okay, so I think... Alright, so the magic lamp allows one to see and hear ghosts.
What did you say? There's some interference.
But yeah, no. Back to what I was saying, dude. Go with either Dragon Age or The Witcher. If you gotta flip a coin on it, flip a coin. But just take it. Mark my words. Don't go with ESO unless you actually hear from a trustworthy source that ESO is, you know, performing well on consoles. Because it sure as hell didn't work on PC. You know what, Smarty? I don't want to hear any shit from you. about the sun being up. Alright, so I honestly have no clue. How do you... Oh, there's the magic lamp. Okay. I don't think there were supposed to be ghosts over here. FO4. I did have an update when I first played, so I have no comparison to what the game was like prior to the update. Pot of Gold, thank you so much for following us on Twitch, man. Really appreciate it. Sorry guys, my voice is shot. I can't do the whoop whoop like Tib can. So you're gonna have to forgive me on that. We'll make it up to you somehow. That, and if I wake my kid up with that, well, that's the end of the stream. She'll never let me get back to it. She's been having a lot of nightmares lately, and that's my dumb fault. I admit, I will say publicly, that was just a poor parenting decision on that one. I was playing The Last of Us for the first time ever, like a month ago. And I was trying to walk and chew gum, you know, I was spending a couple days with her. I really didn't think anything of it, because when I was young, my parents used to take me to see, like, you know, I saw, like, Total Recall in the movie theaters when I was, like, fucking 5 years old and shit, you know, like, a total 90s kid. And so I think she has nightmares about clickers now, like, jumping through her fucking bedroom window. Yeah, man. This game, the combat's pretty... It's straightforward, but it's interesting at the same time. It's got some pretty cool elements to it. You can specialize in a lot of different ways. So I definitely think if you've never played an RPG, do I think this would be a good place to start? Absolutely. If you played Infamous or Grand Theft Auto or any open world game like that, I think this is a good starting ground for an RPG. Provided you have history with open world games. If not, it might be a little intimidating at first, but not unmanageable by any means. One of the things I find intriguing about this game is it actually rewards preparation and kind of putting your time into the game, which I appreciate. I miss elements like that in a lot of these games nowadays. For example, when I did the whole witch in the well thing earlier, my girlfriend was absolutely in love with it because there was like a lot of things I actually had to investigate and I had to put some thought power into actually completing that quest, which was something I haven't had to do in a while, man. It was really cool. I had to actually read the bestiary to find out weaknesses and whatnot. So there was a really, really interesting element to that. Because at your core, like this game, you're a monster hunter. You know, I mean, there's all this story stuff going on, but at the core of everything, you are just this badass, like, world-renowned monster hunter. So in the process of actually doing that, like, you have to actually do your research and make sure that you're going into all of your contracts prepared. Hey, cheers to you too, man. Do a sexy Peasel moan then. I can give you a heavy metal growl. That's about it. Fallout 4, I never played any of the Fallouts, to be honest with you. I think I played Fallout 1 for like MS-DOS, like back in the day. Rogers, this is actually PlayStation 4, man. I don't know. The graphics in this game have received. There's a little bit of controversy on the graphics, actually. Because there are a lot of people that say that the graphics engine was downgraded as a result of trying to condense the game into console hardware. And so they went and they had to retexture things and basically part of the reason they're saying that the game was delayed was they had to go and basically take away from the original vision of the game, like actually downgrade a lot of stuff. I don't know if I really believe that. I don't think any YouTube video or stream really does the game justice. You actually once you actually play the game on like an HD TV or something, I mean, I think you'll have a vastly different opinion of the graphics engine and whatnot. I think it's the fact that the world is so big and it's a seamless world at that too. So it's, you know, you have to remember there are other elements that are involved in that, like draw distances, RAM, CPU as well as GPU. You have the most amazing GPU on the planet, but if you're bottlenecked somewhere else, your computer or your hardware is only as good as your weakest component. When I was amateur at building PCs, I constantly made that mistake. I'd throw, like, you know, a state-of-the-art video card in my PC, and then, like, it would turn out that my processor was shit, so I was not getting full benefit out of the card. Hey, Dracula, you still here, man? Cool, brother. Fallout 3 is just one of those games I unfortunately didn't get around to playing. I wish I had. It's the same thing with Grand Theft Auto. I picked that up recently. And GTA 5 was amazing, dude. It was just unfortunately, up until recently, I hadn't had an opportunity to play it. And now that I did, I'm glad I'm glad I waited until it came out for a next-gen console, because you can totally tell where the graphic enhancements were made. Is that a ghost? Oh no, that's just a locust swarm. Okay. Oh wait. What the fuck is that? Were those drowners? No, those were water hags. Okay. Yeah, no, dude, GTA is amazing. It was one of those things where, just like The Last of Us, I hadn't played The Last of Us up until recently. And it was one of those... It was one of those things where I was actually glad I waited.
Flee. Quick now. Millie. Millie, what's with you? Millie, we gotta flee. Quick now. Millie. Millie, what's with you? I don't know. So, burning. Ah. What? No, stay back. Don't leave me.
Yeah, it was literally a water hag. Smarty, it's 2:36 a.m. here, so I have, at the very least, I'm talking like, unless I crash hard, at least another 2 hours. At least. But yeah, no, I got to experience The Last of Us for the first time with the remastered version of The Last of Us, and I just thought that was a really good game, man. It wasn't as emotional as a lot of people made it out to be. Like, I was at like Fry's when I bought I bought my PlayStation 4, and The Last of Us was the that's what actually came with the system. And the guy at the counter was like, dude, you just gotta prepare yourself, man, because this game's like super emotional and like emotionally draining. And I'll admit, the first half hour of the game, like right after that opening, right after the intro, I was actually kind of disturbed. Like, I was actually, and I don't ever say that about any game. Like, there's never any real game that's come out in recent memory where I legitimately felt like disturbed. But something about the little girl getting shot and the way I think it was just the voice actress and the sound she was making, it was actually really, really like just over the top. I mean, it was great because it was just really well acted out, but it was just it's like when you watch like one of those videos of like someone getting executed like in real life, like like a snuff video or what have you, like faces, like this shit that you know is like actually happening. There's like that sense of realism, you know, it's not movie magic kind of thing. Like, that's actually the feeling I got when I saw that. Like, it just felt like so visceral that it was almost like real. Then go buy this game, man. I would definitely buy this game. I'm not a big fan of Dragon Age, to be honest with you. I love BioWare games, but Dragon Age never did it for me personally. So I would definitely recommend The Witcher, no doubt. There's absolutely no reason why anybody that is a fan of RPGs or anything should not own this game. Alright. Well, at least the rats aren't trying to eat me this time. That's good.
Place is full of rats. As many dead as alive. I think they're feeding on them.
That's not creepy or anything. It's like a door just opens in the background. Dem Witcher senses.
Peasants didn't come here to ask nicely.
Hey, what's up, Australia? How you doing? Hurricane Aus. How are things in Australia today? Well, happy Witcher Day, guys. Fucking A. It's been a long wait getting here.
Blood. Many must have died here.
And I don't know how many of you guys have been privy to that meme that's been floating around the internet, but is it May 19th yet? Yes, it is. Yes, it is fucking May 19th. So I will not be fucking off. Hey, Nitro, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Dax and PS4 Gamer, thank you guys so much for following us on Twitch. Welcome to the Zerowing family, guys. I really appreciate your support. Alright, so what's going on here? I guess I have to go up top. Let me pull out my magic lamp and see what these ghosts have to say for themselves.
Where's that noble? Lying here, quiet as a mouse, head split open.
Alright, Pite, man. Come back tomorrow and let me know how you're liking the game.
Now, sloshing around in his own blood and shite. Be nothing noble about him. Too quick a death they gave him. Should have been made to suffer. He's not the end of it. Sons can suffer for him, and the door to the top.
This tower, man, it's like fucking Karazhan. So the door's locked from both sides? That's silly. Don Freddy, it is... It's almost 3 a.m., so 11 hours now. 11 hours straight. So 10 and a half hours. I took a half-hour break to grab myself some Taco Bell. Although I don't think I'll be making that mistake again. Silly me, I forgot. I got my Domino's Pizza app on my Note 4. I just have to press a button. Why did I even think it was acceptable to leave the house is beyond me. I guess I just had like one of those, you know, duh moments where I was like, nah. I would just get this, Nitro, to be honest with you, dude. You're not going to hear me say very many good things about Elder Scrolls Online. One, I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan at all. But most importantly, two, I just think MMOs are dead. Even World of Warcraft now, finally, is on its way out the door. I still think WoW has quite a few years left in it. But the fact that they've never lost this many subscribers so soon after an expansion's been released, which leads me to believe that, yeah, the clock is ticking for that game, and every other MMO in its likeness. And unfortunately, you can disagree with me if you want to, but ESO, I mean, all those games, they are very much in WoW's likeness. They're not really unique. I mean, they have like a gimmick, but under the hood, it's the same concept. You know, fetch quests and, you know, get to the end game so you can do whatever it is they offer you at the end game, whether it be PvP or PvE or something along those lines.
Doubt I'll ever understand him. Keeping rats in cages like rabbits.
Don Freddy, I think the game's good. It's difficult. It's got moments.
I'd sooner burn the vermin. Releasing him's not like to bring them good. Imagine the harm they'd do if they swam back to the village.
Swam? Rats? How do you figure they'd do that?
You needn't fret for them. Clever little bastards. Clever than you.
They seem sluggish to you. Got the mange, maybe? Oh, that stench!
No, what I was saying is there are 2 difficulty settings above what I'm actually playing on right now. So, yeah, I think the game is more than challenging. I think if you're going into the game looking for a solid challenge, I think you'll find it here. Even normal mode, if I go into a fight that I'm not amply prepared for, I will have my shit pushed in, guaranteed. Those candles just lit up by themselves.
Don't start, Annabelle. Back to your craft. Always bending my ear about fool peasants. I'll not hear of them again. That simpleton turned your head. But one grave.
Hey, Sabu, how you doing, man? Hello to Belgium.
They're through the door in the tower.
Alright, Sebulba and Johnny Slim, thank you so much for following us, man. We really appreciate the support. Thank you. We fucking love you guys. Yeah, but like I was saying before, man, the MMO model is dead. I think just everyone's just tired of MMOs. The thing with MMOs, man, is unlike first-person shooters, and it's part of the reason why shooters and even MOBAs and games like that, like, you know, they can coexist with each other, is because it's easy to jump from one to the other in a lot of senses. MMOs, there's a big time commitment, so it's like if I decide to pick up an MMO, and then like, so for example, WoW, like I played WoW since vanilla, and I have so much time invested in that game, it's sickening. I have like something like 400 days played, 500 days played or something on one of my characters. It's something stupid like that, which tells you a lot about my life, but anywho, you know, so when someone puts out a different MMO, which is basically, you know, the same concept with a different skin, like Rift, for example, like Rift preached so hard that we're not in Azeroth anymore, blah blah blah, which was bullshit. It was very much a WoW clone with like little different gimmicks, like the soul system and everything else that was just kind of thrown in there. Which, don't get me wrong, was cool. Like, some of these games have cool ideas. Like Terra, for example. I actually liked Terra. I thought Terra was a cool game. The problem is that they get it wrong in all the fundamental areas. You know, like, Terra had no endgame. It was like, when I played Terra, there were 2 dungeons that you ran with a couple of your friends, and that was all she wrote. And just some of these games, they don't get it where it counts, you know, because people play MMOs for, you know, the endgame PvP or for raiding. That's really the bulk of it, for the most part. And so ESO, like, the only thing, you know, ESO's gimmick is there's like a high-level adventure zone, and then there's a couple, you know, they have some interesting PvP mechanics, but aside from that, like, if you've played World of Warcraft, there's really no need to play any of the clones that are out there currently. Because all they are, for the most part, you know, everybody and their mother talked about, you know, how their MMO is going to dethrone Blizzard's game and blah, blah, blah. And none of them ever succeeded in doing that. And that's because people had so much time invested in World of Warcraft. Like, even if you don't play the game anymore, or you left the game for your own reasons, like, you know, it's just, how motivated would you be to sink like another 300-400 hours into a game to get to whatever level or get geared and whatever else? You know, just for the game to flatline and just die off in like 6 months' time. You know, because at the core, all those games are exactly the fucking same. So that's why I would say don't waste your money on ESO. But that's just my opinion. I mean, do what you want. It's your money. But if you're going to ask me if you would invest in that game or The Witcher, or really any other game for that matter, money is better spent elsewhere. It's just like they have Final Fantasy XIV out for the PlayStation right now as well. There's really not much of a difference in any of these games. It's 200 to 240 hours if you do everything. Plus there's 2 expansions that are coming out for the game. if you decide that you want to get the seasonal pass. So there's an epic fuckload of content for this game. One thing I will say about this game, though, is you know, the pacing isn't. It's not very grand pacing. It's a very traditional RPG in the sense that there's a ton of exploration. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of, you know, taking your time and fully examining and investigating the places that you visit. Like, for example, me in this tower right now. You know, I'm like sitting here listening to ghosts talk back and forth just to get a sense of what happened here in this tower. And the fucked up part, this is actually a side quest. This is not part of the main storyline. So the side quests actually are just as interesting, if not more interesting at times, than the main storyline.
Where are you? Have you got to the laboratory at the top of the tower yet?
I'm at the top. Nothing here that looks like a laboratory.
Then you've not reached the highest level. Look for a passage.
Someone dragged something across the floor. More dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Someone dragged something across the floor. More dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
Okay. Make sure I got my Igni ready to go. Peens, the DLCs are actually free, except for the expansions. The expansions are guaranteeing like 30 to 40 hours of additional gameplay each. So a lot of the DLC is actually free. Meister 666. I played Realm Reborn for a little while. I thought it was okay. My thing is I'm just burnt out of MMOs, man. I just can't do them anymore. I honestly, and you guys might actually want to reach out and shake me for saying this, but I actually think outside of WoW, the most unique MMO that has been released in recent memory was The Secret World. I think The Secret World was an amazing, amazing idea that just had fundamental aspects of it that were poorly executed. Like, if the animations had been done better,
Pretty well equipped too.
and if some of the other little quirks of the game were actually implemented better, and it wasn't Funcom, the game would have done very well. The game as an idea and like some of the elements of that game were just really, really, really cool. The story was amazing. I loved the fact that I could play as a member of the Illuminati. I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. The PvP, the whole like ongoing PvP, like where you PvP like in a whole cityscape, I thought that was interesting. And the instances were actually well done too, man. Like, I actually really enjoyed the dungeon content. Do I really sound like Nicolas Cage? I don't think I do. Do I? Fuck.
Experimenting on humans.
Now I'm gonna have to practice some of his lines in front of a mirror. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'll just assume it was an insult, and that's okay. Then again, old school Nicolas Cage was okay, man. Back when he was, you know, him and Sean Connery taking down Marines in The Rock. Back when action movies were actually good. God, I sound so old saying that. Light up darkness. Very little sleep. I don't plan on getting a lot, man. I had to take a vacation from work, not just for this game, but because, like, my head was gonna fucking explode. So I figured, fuck it, I'll take a week for this game. That and there's some family issues that I'm dealing with too right now, but that's whatever, that's over and done with. So I got 5 days off, man, so the whole idea of the 5-day marathon is I have... My only responsibilities for the next 5 days is streaming this content for you guys, pigging out on Taco Bell, drinking a fuck ton of Monster, and just... that's it. So I will play until my body gives out on me. Then I'll sleep for like 3 or 4 hours and I'll get up and stream for another 18, 19 hours. I'm looking to stream anywhere from realistically 16 to 19 hours a day over the next 4 days now. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon right now. By the way, guys, Hurricane Oss, thank you so much for following. Debaza 2015, thank you. Thank you guys so much for your support. Scarface, I think the graphics are great, man. I'm not buying into this whole controversy that the game was scaled back. I think Project Red made a few mistakes with the way they presented the game at E3 2013. And as a result of that, I think that led to, you know, they wrote a check that unfortunately they couldn't cash in the end. But it wasn't actual in-game graphics they were demonstrating. It was more of like a tech demo.
Why did you leave? You claimed to love me. I'm cold. Why has no one come for me? I cannot.
Why am I nuts, Dutch?
I see no way out. Who are you? Do you seek to hurt me as well?
I'm a Witcher. I want to lift the curse that grips this island. Your turn to tell me who you are. The other ghosts, they couldn't see me.
I'm special. Always was.
Hurricane Oss, I'm in Seattle, brother.
The Lord's daughter. These lands, as far as the eye can see, were ours.
But yeah, Scarface, the graphics are great, dude.
We hid in the Major's Tower to await the Lord's end at the end of hard times. It was not to be forever.
Yeah, man, when I buy into a game, I buy into a game. Smarty Pants, I feel you, man. My 3-year-old daughter is, she's just now getting into the tantrum phase. But we actually have it under control for the most part. I got really lucky with my kid, dude. My kid, like, she was born and, like, all you ever hear, and I'm sure, like, anyone that has a kid can probably relate to this. All you ever hear for, like, 9 months is how your life is going to be absolutely miserable for, like, ever and ever, and how you're basically not going to have a life. And then it occurred to me, and I'm like, I don't have a fucking life anyway. So what fucking difference does it make? So, like, I'm sitting there, my kid was born right around the time Star Wars The Old Republic came out, so I'm sitting here like this, like, I got my hand on the keyboard like this, and I'm sitting here rocking the swing back and forth while I'm raiding and shit. No, but I got really lucky with my kid in the sense that, like, she was colicky for like the first week when we brought her home, and then after that she slept through the night like every day. She's never ever had sleep problems. I've never had to. Every time I've gone to work with 1 or 2 hours of sleep, it was always self-inflicted because I was up till the wee hours in the morning playing games or something.
Away in this tower. He's dead too, you know. They're all dead. Mountains of corpses, yet I stand here alone, all alone. They've all abandoned me. Even he who promised me everlasting love. You will abandon me as well.
If I can lift the curse, you yourself will be free to leave.
You might, yeah, I'll get back to the game. I'm sorry, I'm just answering questions right now. Tears, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, fortunately, the cool part about Seattle is we have really good infrastructure, so we get like 130 megs down and like 40 megs up with our internet here.
Yet we had little food as well. Too little to share with those who came. They slaughtered everyone. I heard my father cry out, but the mage told me not to reveal myself or let anyone in. He gave me a potion. If I was discovered, I was to drink it. He said everything would be all right.
What kind of potion was it? Remember its smell? What it looked like?
I remember only that I feared to drink it.
Didn't trust the mage?
In the village, they claimed he meddled in disease. Not curing it, but causing it. They said he lured rats into the tower, infected them with the Catriona.
You might, I think,
I was afraid.
I'll be fighting something shortly.
And then I heard him. My beloved Graham. He called to me. I opened the door for him, but others rushed in. They lunged at me and...
Your beloved failed to save you. Why?
There were too many. Leave her be, he shouted. He grabbed at them, tried to stop them. They just laughed.
You're skipping school? Fuck yeah, man. You know what? It's Witcher Day, okay? It's bigger and better than any holiday out there that I can think of this year.
Did they hurt you?
They gripped my arms, tore at my dress. I managed to free myself and drink the potion, and then... nothing.
Poisoned? That how you died?
No, for I later awoke. I was alone, it was dark. Only there were rats everywhere. Dozens. Hundreds. And I couldn't move.
Sleeping potion. Effects hadn't worn off yet. You were paralyzed.
They were everywhere. All over me like insects. My face, my hands. I felt them rip open my skin, then crawl into my stomach. They tore me apart, and I could not even scream. Have I not suffered enough? Why can't I leave this place?
Can you talk to the island's other specters?
No, I'm alone here. The others they flee when they see them. I know not why. You do not fear me, do you?
No. Used to dealing with ghosts. Though, gotta admit, there's something about you. You're different. You weren't the last to die on this island. Found a fresh corpse in the tower.
The island's a dangerous place. Folks should not venture here. I too wish to leave.
The dead man looked like a monster had attacked him recently. The tower home to anything else?
How am I to know? There's lots of wraiths here. I hear them whispering every night.
Not talking about ghosts. A monster who hunts here. You must have noticed something.
Tears?
I don't know.
I'm like
I noticed
130
not.
down, like
Why
35,
must you
40
press me so?
up.
You ought to be my savior, not my tormentor.
Yeah, our connection's great. So anyway, the plans with Zeroing TV is like we have a really good streaming capability, obviously because of our connection. But one of the things that we're going to be focusing on is we're actually going to build a dedicated box specifically for streaming with like really high-end hardware. Like the amount of hardware we have in the house is like enough to support a fucking Nebuchadnezzar, bro. It's stupid. Like once the Oculus Rift comes out, it's literally going to look like all the fucking people who live in this house are in the Matrix. We're all going to be sitting at our respective computer desks playing Star Citizens hooked up with like the fucking Oculus going across our face like for hours on end.
How can I help you?
A curse born of hatred binds me to this place. Only love's power can hope to lift it. Who could love a wraith?
And your beloved, he dead too?
Graham? No, he lives. I would know if he died. But he fled and abandoned me. Left me here all alone.
Maybe you could strip the curse of its power by forgiving him. You might cleanse the isle. Your beloved, who is he? A noble son?
No, a poor fisherman. My father objected strongly. He did not see us together. I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village.
Melande Peens and Tombstone 99. Thank you guys so much for following us on Twitch. Welcome to the Zeroing family. We fucking love you guys. Thank you so much for staying up late with me and making this awesome. I hope you guys are not planning on going far for the next 4 days, because I'm not. I'm stuck right the fuck here. I'm actually debating calling off sick this weekend at work too, because I'm off the following Monday and Tuesday, so I could technically extend my vacation by an additional 4 days. I wouldn't actually do that because I don't have any more sick time left to burn, but...
As I see it, it's the curse's focus. The other ghosts on the island, their auras aren't nearly as strong as yours. My medallion started pulsating as soon as we started talking.
I don't know what you mean, but you do seem to know some things. You could be right. My fate is tied to the isle, I feel that. Perhaps because I am heiress of these lands.
It could be your blood ties to the land. The base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. I'm prepared to forgive him. But I must know that he regrets what he did. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Fine. I'll talk to Graham. Where will I find him?
He lives in the village on the lakeshore. Yet, what if he's forgotten me?
If he loved you, he'll remember and want to help.
He said he would always love me. Go to him. Make haste, please.
This is one fucked up tower, man. I'm waiting for Prince Malthazar to like just show up out of nowhere.
Kept in there until the end. What a shitty way to die.
Nice! Elemental oil, that's exactly what I needed. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, guys, it looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know, man. So, as far as like the whole going back to the downgrade thing, it's somewhere in the middle, man. I don't think any of the YouTube videos or the streams that have been put up do the game justice at all. But, I mean, obviously it doesn't look like it did when they showed the CGI overlays at E3 2013, but it's nowhere near as dramatic as these guys have painted the picture, man. I think it looks great. I mean, I stopped myself to look at it. Alright, so I have to take her out to this guy now. Basement. Hey, Smarty, welcome back.
Let's go. Come on.
Where am I going? Oh, of course it's off the fucking island. I think I'm going to end up being molested by the witch as soon as I finish this quest. Get up. Did he just like seriously one-shot me? That was weird. So far, the hardest enemies in this game I find are the fucking horses, man. They always either like body block you or make it incredibly difficult. Hey, you know what, dude? That's fine. She could use me. That's the cool thing about The Witcher making decisions in this game, is that you never really know, right? It's just one of those things you never know until the actual plot twist comes down the pipe. And then when you play through it again, you just know not to make that mistake. Nitro, yeah, I have played the Witcher 1 and 2, man. I never finished the first one. I played the shit out of the second one. I got most of the way through the first Witcher, though. No, The Witcher 1 for its time was absolutely, like, fantastic, man. There weren't a lot of games out there that really looked nearly as good. I think that was one of the first games that were, like, optimized for the GeForce 8800. I don't know if you guys remember, but the GeForce 8800 card was, like, probably one of the longest lasting GPUs ever made. Like, it just... It had a really, really, really long lifespan. Hey, Furious, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the stream. It's been a while.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you guys don't know. When I plug in, man, I plug in. It's almost sinful how long I could sit and play these fucking games for. You know what, I'm gonna go to my other boat. You kill all kinds of supernatural shit in this game, man. It's not just witches, it's monsters, people, like any kind of mythical creature you can think of. Sugarboo, I do have the expansion pass. The expansion pass content actually doesn't come out for some time. I think it's like 4 or 5 months for the first expansion, and then another 4 or 5 months after that for the second expansion. Apparently, from what they're saying, is they're full-on expansions. Like, each expansion's like anywhere from like 30 to 40 hours worth of actual content to the game. So essentially they're like entirely brand new games, and the timeline is, though they take place, they're kind of like big side stories in between the Witcher 3 storyline. So how you'll have to actually play that, if you'll have to actually start a new game, I don't really know. Okay, get out of the boat.
Basically, the witch reconnection. More interesting things from my nose.
Oh, no problem, man. NJFB and Nitro Snipe, yo, thank you guys so much for following us on Twitch. I really appreciate that. Welcome to our fucked up little family, guys. I'm starting to stream as soon as I wake up, which, again, I probably got another couple hours left in me tonight. I'll sleep for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll wake up and stream for another 18, 19 hours.
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
That Rick from The Walking Dead.
What you want of me?
It looks exactly like Rick. Dude, it's a conspiracy theory, man. What if the ghost is Lori?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle?
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison. And I couldn't save her.
Did you love her?
Something mad. Loved her so deep I believed we'd come through, believed we'd be together. Of course, it was not to her father's liking. His daughter and a plain lout.
What happened on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me since I sold them fish.
They forced you to go with them?
No, I saw my chance in it, for Annabelle and me to flee. But it all spun into chaos. Our boys from the village, they started killing everyone. Annabelle, they wanted to rape. First, then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her. I ran out the tower, hollering.
I've drank enough monster to kill a fucking small elephant, guys.
Don't force me to speak of it. No more, please.
Right, Desert?
Said you were hollering as you fled the tower, the island. What exactly did you say?
I don't remember. I wanted them to pay for what they'd done to her.
Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it. Your words could be the curse's source.
She took the poison because of them.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
That means... Is she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to her ghost. By the time she awoke, tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat. Rats ate her alive.
She was alive the whole time. But... Can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
Annabelle needs you. Her soul will only find peace if you help her.
What can I do? It's too late.
Bury her bones. Annabelle should be laid to rest by one who loved her. It's the only way to lift the curse that holds Fyke Isle.
Those are her bones.
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
Alright, let's see what this fucking witch has to say for herself. What the fuck?
Dead. Annabelle is no longer a ghost. She's a pesta, and now she's free.
Oh, that sucks. Alright, so I fucked up pretty bad with that one. I'm a bad, bad, bad Witcher. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point, man. That doesn't look fun at all. Yeah, I think, I don't know, my Witcher powers, man.
The old god demanded 6 circlets. You didn't bring but a single scurvy run. No wonder he cursed us.
Oh, there, George.
You someone brought sour wine. Curse is your fault as much as mine.
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon? We're making offerings to the old god, clearly.
You too can seek his aid. That's if you've got fitting offerings. He scorned ours, and cursed the old village.
My horse needs Viagra.
The All God, you call him. First I've heard. Is some new deity?
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say we're like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. Suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the old god watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Mm-hmm. Plain to see that. So, what's wrong with your offerings?
You needn't mock us, you can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me elves. What can we do? Such are the times.
And they're likely to get worse.
Old God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
I could intercede on your behalf with this All God of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you're to stand before the altar and cry out, "All God, help a poor wretch in need." Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
Oh, all God, help a poor wretch in need. Pretty please.
How dare you disturb my divine rest, mortal?
I dare disturb it because I want your divine self to lift the, curse you cast. Those peasants really don't have.
They must bring worthy offerings or they shall face dread. Driving hail, earthquakes, avalanches. I have spoken.
Avalanches? Here? How would that work? No answer from the All God. Fine. We can finish our conversation when I find him. Voice came from underground.
That's awesome. Okay, where the fuck are you hiding? There it is.
Wine. More like vinegar. Someone drank it anyway. Could follow the scent. Someone placed an illusion here.
Very nice.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. I Expected the all god to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense?
This is a really fun game.
About the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me, these folks need all of it. I watch over them still if they fulfill their end. But lately they offer these pathetic scraps.
That they steal from the mouths of their children. And to make matters worse, you cast a curse on them.
And I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curves and way. Not a chance. And you can tell them that.
Been in this hole long?
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter. Built a fire so large the flames let through the crack, lit the bushes above. I coughed from the smoke, and suddenly heard a peasant. A voice out of nowhere, he called. A miracle. Thus, I became a god.
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and the Little then? Demanding prayers and offerings, given naught in return. I talk at least.
I talk. You really have a fan blowing on your router? That's insane, Smarty. Burgess, this game is incredibly fun. I highly recommend you drop whatever it is you're doing right now at this very second. Go to your local Walmart, go to your local GameStop, or just order the game, get the digital copy of the game. The game's absolutely amazing. There's no reason why anybody should not own it. As far as RPGs go, if you're into traditional RPGs that have a lot of depth, this is a fucking fantastic game. It's really, really, really good. It's well written. I definitely think it's the best of the three. I can definitely see where they've stepped up their game in a lot of ways. And this I'm doing again. This is still a side quest. This right here. I just literally ran into this quest as I was on my way back to turn in yet another side quest. So all these side quests act as if though they're main story quests. So that really keeps the game interesting also. Alright guys, so I'll leave it up to you. Do I kill this motherfucker? Do I threaten him to settle for humble offerings or die? Or do I just tell the other guys to piss off? Hail, yes. The loading times in this game, unfortunately, are abysmal. Regardless of whether or not you have it on a CD or you have it on your hard drive. Kill his ass. Okay. Sorry, dude. The viewers have spoken. You're dead.
Got an idea how to resolve this. I'll just kill you.
Major Draco, thank you so much for following us on Twitch, man. I love and appreciate the support. Alright, his lair is clean. Yeah, Hale, it's... like I said, the game does have some pretty steep loading times, especially the first time you play it.
Anything new?
Got good news. Your god's dead. It was actually a run-of-the-mill monster, sentient but mean. Took advantage of you. You went hungry, while it grew new chins.
What have you done? The old god warned us? Said if he ever departed, death would await us all? Come on, Tribal. We must tell the others. Only group prayer can save us now.
Oh boy. Some people you just can't please. Ladies of the Wood. Alright, let me wrap up Tower of Mice. I'm not sure how long it takes to install NJFB. I downloaded the digital version of the game, so it preloaded the entire thing, like patch and all, like about 4 or 5 days ago. So I was literally just on a timer. There were people that actually got a hold of the game prior to launch, and they actually played it without the patch and all the upgrades that they did for the game. So So, in other words, I don't know how long it takes to install. I didn't actually go down that road of loading it off the disc.
Move it.
So far, the only thing I find to be incredibly aggravating about this game is the horse. I hate the fucking horse. He's gotten me killed more times than any mistake I've made thus far. Oh, no problem, man. In series footstep mission, where are you right now in it? Because I might not even be where you're at, dude. I've been handling like all these side quests. In series footsteps. Yeah, I have to find a series in Valence, so I don't even think I'm where you're at, dude, to be honest. I gotta deal with the Baron next.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
And you withheld this news until now. Why? I gave you a Xenovox. But the curse, what was its source?
The dark spell clung to the spirit of Annabelle, the Lord's daughter. To free her and the Isle, Graham, her beloved, had to help me.
So it ended well.
I lifted the curse, so the island's clear. Annabelle's soul is free. Thing is, turned out she's a pesta. Graham's dead.
And you failed to notice. You're losing your touch. Be that as it may, Fyke Isle is free of its curse. That's important. I'm almost inclined to say good work.
One thing's bothering me.
What?
Annabelle said Alexander was studying diseases. She mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
The lamp. What do you want to do with it?
As I said, you may keep it. I don't believe I shall need it anymore, given the eye's been cleansed. I actually regret not going there with you. Perhaps we can make up for that lost time now.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Perhaps you'd stay just a bit longer? There's one small favor you might yet do for me.
What is it?
I put in an order for a few substances from Novigrad. The trader was due to be here yesterday, but has yet to arrive. Could you see what happened? The package is rather important to me.
Why not? If he was coming here from Novigrad, he must have passed through Blackbound. I'll check the area.
Thank you. I shall be ever so grateful.
Yeah, I ordered this monster dildo off Amazon and it never showed up. Come on, Geralt, help me out here. Yeah, it's massive, bro. I don't think you really would need a guide for this game. I think that if you got stuck on anything, there are enough resources online where you could just, you know, I mean, you could just find it. Like, you can go into a stream and ask a question, or you could literally just find it on one of the game facts. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought a strategy guide, dude. I think the last time I actually bought a strategy guide was Street Fighter 4. And I only did that because I was like, I don't know, I used to just buy things that were novelty to certain games I like playing. Then I realized how utterly pointless strategy guides are. In fact, to be totally honest with you, I'm amazed they still make them. But I guess people still buy them, so like, maybe that's why. But I can't imagine like any reason to purchase a strategy guide for anything in this day and age. What a luck treasure. Fucking drowners are like murlocs, bro. They will fuck you up if you aggro more than one. We got anybody out there from Russia tonight? Usually pulling a really strong Russian crowd about this time. It's so funny, like most of our viewer base is, actually most of our followers actually are either from Europe or the that general area, Australia, Russia. Poland, that's awesome. Oh, so you're actually from the land of the Witcher, man.
Wide, heavy wheels. Merchant's wagon.
Cool story about Poland, man. I don't know if you guys actually know this, but a cool little fun fact. I don't know what year. Well, I think it was like 2011, 2012. Barack Obama went to Poland, and the government in Poland, they gave Obama a care package, and of like some of the country, some of the basic fundamentals of their country. And in this care package was a special edition copy of the Witcher 2 that they actually handed to Barack Obama. I just thought that was the most adorable thing ever. No, I actually just ordered. I didn't tell my girlfriend yet because she's huge into the Game of Thrones novels. Like all the Song of Fire and Ice books, she's like obsessed with. So I actually ordered like all of the original Witcher books that were written like years and years ago. Because she actually wants to sit down and play this, but she's more interested in reading the books.
From an artery. Can't be far. Wouldn't have made it.
Before she plays the game. Those things just absolutely detonate, man. Alright, where's the blood? There we go. More blood. More trails. Oh, shit. Oh my god, it's a fucking human bandit. Oh, dude.